Hey everybody, it's another day. It's another unboxing live, of course. But I just want to say there's a bunch of exciting things going on. First of all, I've got a new microphone. It's a lav mic, so you should be able to hear me better and I should sound better overall. Secondly, I have a sponsor, ProXPN, which I will be talking about later. But this is exciting too because this is the first Razer phone I've ever had a chance to review. Last year I tried to get a Razer Phone review unit, and they just never sent me one. And I tried and tried. If you guys listen to the podcast, if you folks are tuning in, which I hope you are because this YouTube channel is really a compliment to the podcast, you'll know that I've been trying to get a Razer Phone 2 this year for quite a while. Finally, just before the holidays, they contacted me and said, we have one for you. I was like, yes, this is awesome. Here we are. So, without further ado, let's unbox the Razer phone. You can see the logo here. It's beautiful. It says Razer in the front. There's a nice little tab here. Not too much on this side. Another Razer logo here. A bunch of IMEIs and serial numbers. But you can see here, this is a Razer Phone 2 with 64 gigs of storage. And that's really all we care about. So, nothing on the bottom, right? Let's open this up. So the way it goes is it's magnetic, you see? Magnets are amazing. Dun, 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 dun. Look at that. There's a little letter here. I will leave it up so you can zoom in and read it at your leisure. It's signed by the creative director, founder and CEO of Razer, Min Yang Tan. Meet the Razer Phone 2. So, I get criticized a lot for taking my time in these unboxings, but that's my thing. So, again, if you're here to get like a 2-second unboxing, this is not the place to be. Flagship and gaming. Ta-da. All right, so let's lift this up here and see what's underneath. This is a semi-translucent. Ooh. All right, here's the phone. No screwing around. Get right to the point. There we go. Let's look at this in a second. Continue with the rest of the box. Ooh, it's like a book. It's articulated. Very meticulous, very nice. Let me move this over to the side so we can kind of look at everything. So you lift this little partition here and you get some books, some manuals. All right. Oh, and there's something else in here. Ooh, look at that. Very nice. So nothing left in here. So there's stickers. That's always awesome. Ooh. Probably the nicest, most modern SIM removal tool I have ever seen. There it is. And of course, some illustration on how to eject the SIM. Yeah, it's interesting because they show the phone upside down in this illustration. Is this open? No. So there you go. Setting up your Razer Phone 2. How to put the SIM and the micro SD card and a fingerprint reader, blah, blah, blah. All right, then there is a rounded corner manual. Very nice. For gamers, by gamers, and this is more of a kind of in-depth setup sort of deal. Shows you all the different plugs and cables and things. So let's actually go through the rest of the box and have a look, shall we? Look at this presentation. So first you got a very large Razer charger. Presume this is some kind of 15 or 20 or even 25 watt charger. There's a USB Type-C output, so it's probably PD compliant, power delivery USB Type-C. US prongs, of course, right? Then you have, let's see, what else is in here? You've got, I'm not going to remove it, but you see there's a USB-C to C cable. Let me get a little closer with the camera. So there's a USB-C to USB-C cable right here. And nice green accent inside. You can see the other end is right there and it just curls around. What I'm much more interested in is, because I've heard so many good things about it, is the headphone adapter. So let's take a look at this together, shall we? Strangely, it does not have the green accent on the inside. This phone does not have a headphone jack, so this is a digital headphone adapter. And I'm hearing this is one of the best sounding digital headphone adapters, so I'm going to put that to the test. But 3.5 millimeter USB-C, pretty much what you'd expect, right? So that's cool. And then I think that's it for the box. So maybe we should look at the phone next, shall we? So I'm trying to see if there's anything else under here that I can lift up. No, I mean, this does lift up, but I really don't think there's anything under there. Very nice presentation, Razer, very nice. All right, so let's move on to the phone. I know what you're waiting for. You're waiting for me to open it and release the Kraken, as it were. How do you like that sound? That is a nice sound. So I'm going to pull this off, and then we're going to look at it together, shall we? So here we are with the Razer phone. You can see there's huge speakers, top and bottom. There's one here and one down there. Front-facing camera, display, and it's glasses here on the back, and that logo lights up. So let's turn it on, okay? That way, let's get the display kind of story out of the way. Here we go. Razer logo, Android logo, and ooh, very funky animation. No sound, strangely enough. And it's certainly taking its time to boot. I was going to say, for a Snapdragon 845 phone. Okay, here we go. So there we are. Welcome, country, get started, emergency. As you know, I do not set up phones on live unboxing videos. I really rarely set up phones that I unbox. So if you want to see how this phone performs and all that, you're going to have to listen to the podcast. All right, so let's talk specs. 5.8-inch IPS panel, Quad HD with 120 Hz refresh rate. That's the thing that makes this phone incredible. There's an 8 megapixel front-facing camera and a bunch of sensors right here, obviously, behind this little round window. You see the speaker grill for the left channel, the speaker grill for the right channel, right? So this is a bit of a bulky phone with a lot of bezel compared to today's trends. But hey, that's Razer. They always have that kind of squarish, all metal look. This is all metal. The edges here, everything is metal except for the front glass and the back glass. So speaking of the back, look at that logo lit up along with the screen. So you don't even have to set this up. It's by default lit up green. You get a dual camera system in the back, dual 12 megapixel cameras. You've got an LED flash in the middle, looks like dual flash. One of these cameras is f/1.8 with 1.4 micron pixels and OIS, that's the main camera. The other camera is a telephoto, so a 2x zoom camera, 12 megapixel f/2.6 with 1 micron pixels. Get wireless charging, which is nice because of the glass back. You've got a 4,000 milliamp hour battery. Now that's pretty damn massive, and that's pretty impressive. And you know, Snapdragon 845, as I mentioned, 8 gigs of RAM on this phone and 64 gigs of storage on this particular model. Micro SD support, of course. And so that's the specs in a nutshell. And it's, you know, obviously geared and intended for gamers. So let's do a little tour of the edges. On the left side here, you've got the SIM slot, micro SD slot. As you can see, it's super tightly integrated. Look at how finely machined and how thin these tolerances are. Very impressive. Apple is probably the only other company I've seen get this tight with their tolerances on the micro, on the SIM slot, I mean. Volume rocker, I'm not sure if these are plastic or metal. They feel like plastic to me. On the bottom, you have USB Type-C port, of course, with fast charge. Some antenna bands, some markings and faint, probably all the CE and all that. Really can't tell very much from there. On the right-hand side, you've got a power lock key that's also a fingerprint reader. So it clicks, unlike some fingerprint reader power buttons, and it has like a fingerprint reader integrated, which is a clever place to put it. And then on top, you have a secondary mic here, as you can see, but that's really it. Wonder if the primary mic is anywhere down here. It's probably integrated in the USB Type-C port or behind this grill, because I don't see a secondary mic, a pinhole like this for the primary mic. The camera pod doesn't stick out too much, as you can see. It's pretty reasonable. And that's really it. That is the Razer Phone. So we've unboxed it. I've told you the specs. I've shown you around a little bit. Again, I don't set up phones live because I have to enter passwords and stuff. I usually don't set up phones and unboxings at all. If you want to hear my thoughts on this phone, please tune into the podcast, mobiletechpodcast.com. This is the Mobile Tech Podcast channel. So I'm Miriam, Tank Girl. And so, you know, this is where you'll get the story. mobiletechpodcast.com. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Overcast, Stitcher, Slacker, TuneIn Radio, everywhere else. Please subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends about the podcast. Like this video if you did, and stay tuned for more content pretty soon. Cheers, everybody. Oh, I almost forgot. Before I go, we want to talk about ProXPN, my sponsor. ProXPN is sponsoring my videos. I can choose to sponsor any of my videos with them, and so I'd like to sponsor them here. You'll see a link in the video description once this is done streaming live for my ProXPN referral link, and click through there and you'll get a special deal joining ProXPN. If you're looking for a VPN that works worldwide, that's easy to set up, that works on multiple platforms, they are one of the choices you have, and I recommend you try them out. So there you go. All right, folks, stay tuned for more unboxings and other videos here on the Mobile Tech Podcast channel, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers, everybody.